Welcome back to Relax Radio. This is Real Talk with me, Nick, keeping you company all the way until the evening drives. Hey, I don't know if you guys know this already. So, there's been recently in the US, there's been a lot of conversation going about, discussion going about this latest incident that happened. There's been a shooting of 8 people, at least, at a massage parlor in Atlanta, Georgia. So yeah, people are talking about that, and how 8 people have died, and people are saying, "Oh, this is just an coincidence kind of thing. This happens every day in the U.S." No, it doesn't, because apparently they brought up that the fact that the 8 of the people who did die were all of Asian descent. So yeah, that is they're saying it is a racial fueled attack on the Asian people. So yeah, that's just another stuff right there. So yeah, officials though have not yet confirmed if the attack in which 6 Asian women were killed was a racially motivated. 4 of them were named, yesterday. So yeah, the suspect was named as Robert Aaron Long, and faces multiple counts of murder as well as aggravated assault. So yeah, there people are saying they're afraid right now, especially Asians in the U.S. They are terrified of what is happening. I mean, with what is going on around the world, it's just super crazy that this is also happening on top of that. So yeah, the Cherokee County Sheriff Frank Reynolds said that the suspect may have been a patron and claimed to have a sex addiction. So yeah, the attack comes amid a sharp uptick in crimes against Asian Americans, because a lot of the people right now in the US are very angry towards the Asian community, because mostly it's due to the coronavirus, and they kind of somewhat blame it on the Asian people, and that is totally unfair, and that's not right. Just to attack a single race just because it's not their fault that this has happened. So yeah, people are saying that this has been. There was a conference on Wednesday, and a lot of these investigators said that they admitted this guy, Mr. Long, admitted to shooting all these people, and he denied though that the attack was racially motivated. So that's just something that they're discussing. And there was an issue said by Cherokee County Sheriff. The department said that he apparently has an issue, what he considers a sex addiction, and sees these locations as a temptation for him that he wanted to eliminate. And this was said by their captain, Jay Baker. He added that Long was caught with a 9 millimeter handgun, and he did not resist arrest. So I feel like it was mostly a planned thing, and I mean it's a terrible thing to do, especially right now in a time and place like this, for people to be attacking other people, and especially if it's a racially motivated thing that is going on. That is just terrible. I mean, we should have learned it all by now with the Black Lives Matter movement, one of the greatest movement that ever happened in our century, in our lifetime. It happened, and we're supposed to learn from something like that, not cause and incite more violence on society. That's just a terrible thing happening, especially right now in the United States. So yeah, this happened, and it's just people are afraid, especially the Asian community. They're saying that they're afraid to be. It's just scary to be an Asian American right now. That's what they're saying. So yeah, I mean, even in the UK, people are facing the same thing. Women are afraid to walk the streets because they're afraid that they could get harassed. It's the same way that people in the US are also afraid, because they're like, hey, we're Asian people and we feel like there's hate on us. And yeah, they've been starting this trend right now. A lot of the Asian community over there, they're starting hashtag stop Asian hate. That is essentially the hashtag that they are going with. And they're saying there's a lot of these crime, this crime against Asian American people that are happening in Washington, especially, where these people that died were specifically of Asian descent. So people are worried, and they're worried about whether they can be, are they protected? Like, there's so much hate crimes going on, and it's just crazy. The way that the world is working right now. It's just unfortunate for something like this to happen. And like I said, like even now in the UK, we have these issues with the Sarah Everard case, and that is just one of the most terrible cases that has happened around the world, and it's reverberated across the globe. And like I said, there was a lot of these surveys that say that all these women in the UK have been subjected to some sort of sexual harassment. And this is coming from a survey from the UN's Women UK. And they warn that most of these women have lost faith that the abuse will be dealt with. they've lost their faith in the police force, especially because it happened under the care of a police guy. A police personnel has done something like this, and the irony of it is just so hard to miss. Like I said, it's very hard to miss. And among them, these women, especially between the tender ages of 18 to 24, 97% have said that they were sexually harassed, while 80% of these women of all ages have said that they've experienced these sexual harassments in public. So yeah, they're the Claire Bennett, from the executive director of UN Women UK, has said this is a human's right crisis. It's not just enough for us to be keep to keep saying this is too difficult a problem for us to solve. It needs addressing now, and we are looking at a situation where younger women are constantly modifying their behavior in an attempt to avoid being objectified or attacked, and older women are reporting serious concerns about personal safety if they ever leave the house in the dark. And this is also during the daytime. So yeah, there was also another survey that said that at least 1,000 women seen exclusively that they exposed like a damning lack of faith in the UK's authorities' desire and ability to deal with this sexual harassment. And 96 of these respondents did not report the incidents, with 45 saying it wouldn't change anything at all. I mean, that is a very pathetic situation if you really think about it. Like, how sad is it that people are losing faith in their own government like that? They're like, hey, this is not happening. No matter what we say, no matter how much we let our voices be heard right now, there is no change that's going to happen. And that's really, really, really sad to see, because, hey, if I ever had a kid and if she was a daughter, or if I was married, or if my mom or my sister even walking around the street at night in the dark, I would be afraid too, because you would just never know with people, especially with there are people that are not, they've not been educated enough on this matter, especially how you're supposed to respond to women, how you're supposed to behave around them. There's just a lot of harassment going on, and I totally get it. This is just not the right way to do things, and it's just an unfortunate situation right now in the country that's happening. But it's great to see that people are coming together because of this. It's unfortunate that this happened, but then it's because of something like this. People are waking up and finally realizing, hey, there is a deep rooted issue right now in our government, in our society, in our people, that we need to address. All this, like I said earlier, they're trying to install these new lighting system, better lightings, CCTV cameras. It's just covering the surface. But what we need is to get to the bottom of it, the deep rooted, misogyny that most of these people have. These people who harass these women, it's just utterly deplorable in my total opinion. But hey, right now though, as we see it, people are finding ways to combat this and find ways to address it. I hope they do address it. I hope they do find ways and to regulate these people and to watch out and monitor these kind of situation and prevent them from happening in the future, because we need to keep our women safe, because at the end of the day, it's a woman who gives life to us. I mean, let's be honest here. And with that, we're gonna take a real quick break. And checking your time right now, though. Checking your time, it is 4:45, 4:46 rather. So good evening.